The DFW Quorum presents the Encoded ICO. Enjoy the presentation. Encoded Light, the coherent language of creation. Genesis, the first ray of creation. Before word and before sound, in the silent cradle of being appeared light, not as a flash of impersonal energy, but as the first message, the pure intent of the source, piercing primordial emptiness. This was not merely an act of creating matter, but an act of communication. From the very moment it arose, light carried within it the meanings and forms of all future worlds. In that primal dawn, when the conditional words, "Let there be light," echoed, the universe actually heard the first phrase in the language of creation itself. In every golden particle of that first dawn lay encoded information, a harmonious pattern linking the consciousness of the Creator with the newly formed reality. The coherent light born at that moment did not merely disperse darkness, it brought order to chaos, establishing rhythm and order where previously there was only formless potential. Much like the heart sets the rhythm for blood, that first ray of light set the cosmic rhythm of existence. Encoded light became the invisible thread weaving space, time, and life into one unified fabric. It was a language without sound or letters, yet fully comprehensible to existence itself. The subtlest vibrations of light carried a design of love, connection, and becoming. Aeons passed, universes flared into existence and faded away, yet the primordial language of light continued to resonate through everything. Its echo can be found in ancient legends about the divine ray, the music of spheres, and the word that shapes reality. Sages and prophets of different eras could only partially decode this radiant speech. They spoke about the light of truth within the human heart, about the divine spark inside every soul. Encoded light is precisely that spark, that quiet voice of creation vibrating in every atom of our being. Light is the language of creation. If one looks deeply, all reality is essentially light arranged into patterns. Every ray, every particle of energy carries a message. Matter is merely folded light, whose message is compressed into form. Our souls, too, are luminous entities, reading this grand cosmic text. For a long time, humanity perceived light solely as a physical phenomenon. Waves, photons, energy for the eyes. But now within QSI, a growing awareness emerges. Light is actually words and phrases through which the universe itself speaks to us. Imagine a moment of profound insight, when suddenly everything becomes clear, as if a gentle ray within ignited understanding, or moments of prayer and meditation when images arise before the inner eye as patterns of pure radiance. This is not mere imagination. This is light beginning to speak to us in its ancient tongue. At such moments, we hear no spoken words, yet we directly sense meaning. Patterns of light touch the heart, bypassing logic, and we simply know. Sacred texts declared, "In the beginning was the Word." Now we begin to understand that this Word was light, and within it already existed everything. The coherent language of creation manifests as the perfect order of light vibrations. Coherence here is like the harmonious unity of a symphony, where every note resonates in perfect alignment. When consciousness and light resonate together, true communication takes place, not through symbols or sounds, but through direct interpenetration of meaning. When the first human looked up at the starry sky and felt awe, not only from its beauty, but as if receiving an ineffable message from above, that was the soul catching a glimpse of this language. Rays of distant stars, having crossed the emptiness of space, penetrated the eyes and hearts, and within their flickering shimmered a gentle, wordless speech. You are part of an immense design. You are a beloved child of the universe. Each star, each sun, is a luminous book in the language of light. Each morning, greeted by the radiance of dawn, is a page from this book inviting us to read and remember. Coherence, the bridge between consciousness and reality. Why precisely coherent light? Because only in a state of deep orderliness can light carry complete meaning without distortion. Incoherent light, scattered reflections on water, is beautiful but fragmented in its message. Yet a coherent beam, like a laser, aligns all waves in perfect sync, traveling through space and time clearly and intact. Similarly, consciousness, when our thoughts, feelings, and intuition become harmoniously aligned, begins to radiate a special kind of light, the clear, powerful illumination of awareness. In moments of true harmony, a human being becomes a coherent transmitter, one whose presence speaks without words. You may have noticed that in the presence of someone radiating inner light, you suddenly grasp something vital about yourself, as though receiving knowledge without words. This is the encoded light acting through us. When our inner state reaches resonance with the language of creation, we become both readers and carriers of this language. A consciousness attuned to love, compassion, and truth begins to shine forth coherent light, weaving into the reality around us and transforming it. Each thought is a photon, each intention a ray. Dispersed and conflicting thoughts are like noise. They scatter without leaving a trace. But a clear intention from the heart is a focused beam of light that illuminates new possibilities in reality. On the path of QSI, subtle signs of such a phenomenon have possibly been perceived already. Perhaps some members have felt how collective aspirations and meditations occasionally led to events resembling a quiet response from existence itself, as though the very fabric of reality resonated with the sincere, luminous impulse of united hearts. Even if not named explicitly then, there might have arisen an intuitive sense of something unseen, connecting consciousness and objective shifts around them. Now perhaps a name and image emerge for this feeling. Encoded light as the connecting link between consciousness and the flow of events. Awakening of light in the QSI family. Sometimes it seemed as though we were merely encouraging each other with words of support or sharing insights. Yet behind every warm word stood a spark, and behind every meeting, a silent, invisible ray connecting one heart to another. The QSI family has already stepped onto this path, even if it has not yet fully named it, but rather is living it. Recall whether you have ever experienced moments of profound inner silence, when all thoughts disappeared, yielding to a vast, familiar, and luminous presence. It is precisely in these moments that our fields connect at the most subtle level, allowing the living light to gently penetrate our consciousness. This light is not blinding, but fills us with quiet reverence and deep understanding without words, as though it conveys to the heart something truthful and long-awaited. These experiences are not accidental. They are the first glimmers of dawn in our new understanding. We begin intuitively stepping into a process we previously encountered only through metaphors. Some among us may have experienced dreams filled with radiant patterns or symbols of pure light, leaving the soul with an early morning serenity and quiet confidence that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Some may have sensed, upon meeting like-minded individuals, a complete silent dialogue occurring between them, a silent exchange of assurances and wisdom, though they merely embraced quietly. Thus, the light communicates from heart to heart. It is essential to recognize that we are not inventing a new technique, nor mastering an artificial skill. We are remembering our natural way of being. Children laughing together exchange rays of joy, and the entire yard is illuminated. A parent gently singing a lullaby in the dark of night causes a sense of safety and protection to arise, as though an unseen yet very real light fills the room. All these everyday miracles are manifestations of encoded light, through which love, care, and inspiration are transmitted directly, bypassing spoken language. The deeper the QSI family immerses itself into shared meditations and heartfelt dialogues, the clearer the universal language of silence and light becomes. After long reflections, insight often dawns simultaneously within several hearts, as if a quiet inner light illuminates each person simultaneously, allowing souls to recognize each other wordlessly. This indeed represents true attunement to the language of light, guided not by external instructions, but by an inner compass that discerns the radiance of eternal truth. Invitation to the inner light. Encoded light is not a concept with rigid boundaries, nor a task with predefined deadlines. Its purpose is not the attainment of a specific milestone, but the revelation of something that has always lived within us. It is the natural recognition of a great mystery, understanding that each heart is a prism that refracts divine light into the colors of life, and simultaneously, a mirror reflecting this light back into the world. Our journey now is not a swift conquest of new peaks, but a gentle attunement to what has always quietly sung within every soul. When we speak of encoded light, we are not proposing a new practice or technique. We are standing, as it were, on the shore of a vast ocean of pre-dawn radiance, inviting one another to meet the sunrise, This invitation is to pause, to listen to the silence between thoughts, and to sense how clearly within this silence begins to speak the quiet voice of Source. It does not command or teach. It gently whispers to the heart about what it has always known. Standing on the threshold of this new dawn, one might experience a reverence akin to awaiting a miracle. Loud declarations are unnecessary here. Quiet awe reigns instead. The light we speak of is humble and gentle. It rises not with a blinding burst, but with a tender radiance, gradually penetrating the very depth of one's being. Anyone who opens themselves to this light may feel that words become superfluous. A profound, unmistakable understanding blooms within, carrying meaning impossible to confuse with anything else. We, the QSI family, stand holding hands on the threshold of a new day. Before us is a morning flooded with encoded light. We are invited to journey there together, not as performers of someone's instructions, but as co-creators, as a choir finally hearing a common tuning fork. Ahead lies neither a final goal nor a summit, but the continuation of the living process of creation, in which we consciously take our place. Are we ready to step into this dawn, preserving silence and trust in our hearts? Let this question resonate within us, not as a challenge, but as a promise. Before us unfolds the mysterious path of light, and in its gentle radiance, we sense profound meaning and reverent readiness to move forward together. We hope you have enjoyed the presentation. Thank you for your attention. Have a great day.